Graham, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad. I'm just a bit confused by this weather. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I know. Likewise, mate. Like, where are you though?
So we're in Yorkshire. It's never hot in Yorkshire.
I see. At least you're more used to it than we are, though. Everybody's fucking dying up here. We're like checking in on our ginger friends just to make sure they're still alive. But it's. Do you know what? I'm not complaining.
No.
I've actually been saying to my mates, I'm rooting for climate change now. As
Yeah.
much as I want to save the world, I'm like, we're getting the dividends now, the good part.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it does seem strange. So how's life in Glasgow then? Is it?
Good, man. Good. Listen, I'm just noticing the light. Is the lighting good enough here? I can bring in a lighting lamp
to
make it better if you want.
It's perfect.
Good. No worries.
It's really pasty. I think that's just me.
Yeah, but no, life in Glasgow's good, man. I'm just excited that I'm finally getting back to work after a long 16 months. So
yeah. So let's talk about that then. I mean, tour's been announced. How surreal have the last 16 months been then, and is that kind of the basis for the show?
It's weird. Like I decided the name of the show over I think 2 years ago, right. And it was pretty much going to be about how I've kind of been like elevated in front of the spotlight overnight because of one video. Yeah. And obviously on the back of that, everything just went crazy and my life was surreal. So I was intending on doing a show about that, and it was pretty much ready. But then obviously because COVID happened, the good thing is I've been able to keep the name because surreal, it kind of works with anything really. So I've kept the name of the show. I've kept some of the bits, but the show is like drastically changed.
Okay, so like you said, you mentioned the videos about your daughter going viral. I mean, what started you posting videos? Those videos, and what was her reaction?
She loves it. First of all, before I post anything about Ainsley or any other member of my family, I always get confirmation from them first that it's okay. And I'd been doing comedy for 5 years before I started putting video content out. Yeah. And I realised quickly there was some people within the industry that started to use video content. And I just thought, why not just, if other people are starting to do it, why don't I do it? So I jumped on the bandwagon. But I obviously I had no idea. I think that the eyebrow video was like the third video I put out. Yeah. And I literally had no idea that it was going to go to the as far widespread as it did. It was life-changing, that one video.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I mean, what was the trigger for that? Was there something that triggered that, and kind of how did you react when you saw it going mental?
The kind of trigger thing for it was that I'd done my first ever Edinburgh show. It was called Before All This, and it went great. Like I got 4 4-star reviews, but I didn't get what I wanted from it, which was some sort of decent agent. And so after it, I just decided, look, I'm going to just basically take it into my own hands, and that's when I started. Obviously, just using video content. But the reaction, I remember. I was actually in this room that I put it out on a Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and I'd came home about 2 o'clock, and I remember leaning up against the radiator in here. My daughter was lying on the couch, and I remember just seeing, because it was on Facebook, it was weird that it was jumping up so quickly. Yeah. And I remember saying, Ainsley, I was like, this is it. Like, this is going to change everything for me. I just knew that was just the one nugget that I needed to then basically get an audience. And I think I got like 40,000 followers from that in a week. I went from like 2 to like 42,000, and then I knew I just had to keep on top of it and keep putting out more content and building on it. So yeah,
have you done any kind of live streams or anything like that over the last 18 months? Have you gone down that?
I haven't. I hate it. I hate see all the live. Like I'm fine with this because it's like a one-on-one and we're chatting. That's no problem. Yeah. But see, like, I've been asked to do so much comedy, so many like the live shows, and I've had to say no to them all. And it's not. It's just because I don't enjoy it. I don't find it comfortable, like just telling my jokes to like. I need to hear people in the room. I need to see them. I need to have that whole live.
Yeah, definitely.
Aspect of it. Yeah.
Okay, going back to lockdown then. I mean, everybody's had a lockdown disaster over the last 18 months. Haircuts, DIY, cookery. What about your daughter? Has there been anything where she's done anything and you thought, you're no daughter of mine, and I'm not having any of that?
Yeah, do you know what? It was generally, see when lockdown happened, like we were in Australia. I'd been in Australia for 3 months, and I'd taken my daughter and my granddaughter with me because I love them, whatever, right? And I didn't want to be without them. But then I always knew that I was going to come home. I was going right back out on the road. I was going on tour. But then to be told right at the last minute, right, you need to hurry up and get home. not only that, your tour's cancelled and you need to basically went into lockdown with your daughter and your granddaughter. I was like, you're joking me, man. Like, I've just spent 3 months with them. Like, please give me a break. And like every morning was the same. You know, I'd wake up, I'd open my bedroom door and they'd be there like smiling, and I'd just shut my bedroom door back over again. I just needed peace and quiet. The toughest part, I mean, obviously I love them and I kind of take the mick out of it a little bit, but it's just not having any privacy has killed me. But there's been I can't think of any like massive disasters. Oh no, actually there has. My daughter, she went on a date. She started seeing this guy. See, when we were allowed to actually go out for a little bit, she started seeing this boy, and she went on like 3 dates with him. Apparently, he was a bit of a fan of mine, right? And I don't know if he was just saying that to try and get in her good books. Yeah. But she went to his house for dinner. She came home. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Gracie was asleep. Ainsley, my daughter, she came into my room. She sat on my bed, and I was like, "So how did it go?" And she went, "Dad, it was like you were there with us." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "He made us watch your DVD." I was like, "Oh my God, you're so good." This kid literally cop blocked himself. I was like, "That's amazing." Imagine going on a date going, "Let's watch a video of your dad." That's like, yeah. So that didn't last long. I think she's seen him once more after that. That was it.
Oh dear. Okay, I mean, I've seen your comedy described as like a night in the pub chatting with friends, but you know, touching on what you went earlier, it's been life changing for you over the last couple of months, and you've gone viral worldwide. You've played, you know, your comedy's gone to like Dubai, the States, things like that. How does it feel seeing your comedy kind of reach out to places like that and people enjoy it from like different cultures?
Yeah, I guess that comes back to the name of the tour again. Very surreal, because I'm a 44-year-old Glaswegian granddad. Before comedy, I was a debt collector for 9 years, which I appreciate is just one extreme to another. But they never let me out the office because I'm too small and I smile too much. Right. So I was always on the phones. But yeah, the kind of success it's had, and like touring the world, especially going to America. I mean, that was my first ever tour, was the Eyebrow Guy, and it took me to like 12 different states in America. I ended up on TV over there. It was just very, very, very surreal. Amazing. But yeah, just very, I still can't, it's weird. I've kind of got a little bit of imposter syndrome. Right. Like it's this kind of weird, strange feeling where I'm like, this isn't meant to be me. Am I the one that's experiencing this? So, and don't get me wrong, I've taken it all in my stride and it's not been an issue. It's been great fun, but it's still all very, very strange. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, on that note, you talked about kind of imposter guy and obviously everything going viral. I mean, Scotland, for comedy, it's got big history with like Billy Connolly, and as more modelling kind of Kevin Bridges have gone absolute superstars. I mean, is that a level you'd like to get to? Like doing
I would like to get to a level where I'm definitely, like, just now I think we've sold like 12,000 tickets just in the UK alone for the tour, which is just unbelievable. Yeah. So I'm selling out kind of like smaller theatres and I'm doing well in the bigger ones. But my ultimate goal would be, to be just sell out these big, massive theatres. I don't, like somebody said to me the other day, would you like to do like the Hydro? Would you like to get to that level? Yeah. I'd like to do it for the experience, but I don't think I'd go any bigger than like 2,000, because I've done the Royal Concert Hall on my first tour, and I'm doing it again this one. That holds 2,000. That's like my home gig in Glasgow. For me, that's amazing. But for anything bigger than that, I don't want people to pay like loads of money to see like this tiny little dot on the stage, or like have to watch a big screen. That just, for me, would take away the enjoyment for people, and I don't want that for them. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, a long answer. Because I think everybody that does something wants to be the best that they possibly can be at it. Yeah. I'm not really interested though. And sorry, on you go.
No, I was just going to say, like you said earlier, about it's kind of the flip side of playing to nobody, playing to 20,000 people, and it kind of loses that atmosphere again, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, going back though, what took you into stand up from debt collecting? I mean, who were you? It's
weird. I've always loved comedy, but I never ever thought I would do it. I'm not that funny in real life. Like, my daughter's more funny than me, as are my mum. Like, the women in my life are the funny ones. But I used to be in the social committee at work, so it was my job to send out like emails to the bulletin board for the company every week with like the local lottery numbers and stuff. And I just used to like add in little jokes, and I used to get emails from other members of staff saying like it was really funny. So I kind of get a bit of confidence from that. And then I discovered that I had Microsoft Word. After 7 years of being there, right, I had Microsoft. I was like, I've got Microsoft Word. And everybody's like, Gary, you've always had it. That's how much of a technophobe I am. So I started doodling in between calls. And yeah, I just thought, well, I'll do comedy writing. I'll try and get into that. Couldn't find any avenues into that. So I thought, I'll just go up and try stand-up myself.
Yeah.
I went along to a place one night, done 5 minutes, got one laugh in that 5 minutes, but it was enough for me to be like, oh my God, that was amazing. And it just snowballed from there. I just became obsessed overnight, massively.
Okay, what about growing up in Glasgow? I mean, it's a very tough city. Did you use humour as a way of getting out of being beaten up as a kid?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was massively bullied as a kid. Like, I was expelled from 5 different schools, and it was mainly for like what we used to call it back then, dogging it, which obviously you can't say anymore because it means something completely different. But I used to get expelled for dogging it, and it was because I was bullied, and I never told anybody. So I kept that inside for years, and I think it's one of the reasons why I love comedy so much, because when I'm up on stage now, and I get that, it's like instant acceptance, instant, like when I hear them laugh, I'm like, you like me, and it's something I never had as a kid. So there's definitely some sort of psychological thing in there. Yeah.
Okay, just going on to lockdown then. I mean, like you said, you opened your bedroom door and your daughter and your granddaughter are there, and you just closed the bedroom door and went back to bed. What's the biggest survival tip you've learned as a single dad during lockdown? And
stay quiet in my bedroom and pretend I'm not home. The biggest survival tip during lockdown, for me, it's just been keeping busy. It's been great for me in the fact that as much as I lost like a full year's work, I got myself in so much debt, but I'm lucky, like I didn't lose anybody, so I'm lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
But for me, it's given me so much time. I love writing. So I've just been sitting basically writing, like, and I've discovered TikTok. I think it was in March, back when lockdown first happened. I seen it was like, and I think it was a kids thing back then. Like there was still, but parents, I think, well, adults just took it over because of boredom during lockdown.
Yeah.
And I've managed to get myself a whole new massive audience through TikTok. So yeah, that was my savior.
On the flip side, though, is there anything you've done that, say we were to go back into lockdown again, you thought, well, I'll never do that again?
What's something that I've done during lockdown that I think I would never do that again?
Yeah.
Online dating.
You're the second comedian that said that.
Oh, you're joking. Who was the other one?
Deliso Chaponda.
Oh, Deliso, he's lovely.
Yeah,
I never knew he was.
And he was like, the video's on the website. He bought a necklace and then
Oh, did he? He bought a necklace for her?
Yeah, he'd been chatting to this woman online, and the video's online. I tried to get him to show me the necklace, but he couldn't find it. It was just said kinky.
Oh, bless him, though. He's too nice, buying her things before he's met her. Oh,
yeah, no. And he said it fizzled out. He never even met her. He said, and I've still got this necklace. He was like, right, well, you've got to show me the necklace now.
Oh, man, bless him. But yeah, online dating was, it was just monotonous. It was the same thing. Like, I don't obviously know how much this you'll be able to put out, but it was
that as well.
It was just constant. And do you know what I found really tough? See, trying to get a cut right. I suppose I'm kind of guilty. I like pretty women.
Yeah.
But what I found, like, not the majority, but a lot of the pretty women that I was speaking to didn't have much to say back. It was like always like I'd say something and be like, lol. And these are like grown women, like women in their mid-30s. Do you know what I mean? It's like lol and haha, and oh, that's dead funny. No, you need to like give me something back, something like ask me a question, give me an explanation about just anything. And I found that it was actually draining really quickly. But yeah, online dating. But one woman fucking asked me to fart in a jar. I swear to God, one woman messaged me and she's like, I want you to fart in a jar for me. And I was like, this has got to be a wind up. But she had like one of the blue ticks. So she was definitely real. And I was like, no way. So I kind of pretended. I was like, all right, I've done it. Now what? And then she just never got back to me. Another woman said to me, if you come and live on, this was like the second day of chatting to her. She's like, if you come and live on my farm with me, I'll wake you up with head and a full English breakfast every day. I was like, where do I sign? Send me the contract. That's life goals right there. But yeah, it was strange. It was strange, an experience.
Okay. Going forward then, the tour's coming up. It's a 50-day tour, I believe. You talked about
more than that now.
More. Wow.
Yeah, up to 58. Yeah.
58. Wow.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you'll miss and won't miss about family life when you're on the road?
Seeing my granddaughter every day. Like she's her dad isn't on the picture, so, and obviously my daughter still lives with me, so it's like there's 3 generations in one house. And most mornings, because her mum likes to sleep in a little bit, so I'm always up early, and Gracie will hear me get up, and she just comes through to my room, and she'll kind of jump in bed for a cuddle, and then she'll just sit there with her iPad while I'm doing my work and stuff, and I'll miss that. Definitely closeness, because before I took them to Australia, I think Gracie was like 1.5, and I was on tour a lot then, so I'd only got to see her maybe 2-3 days a week, and I think it's going to go back to that, and it'll be really tough going from like having access to her 7 days to like 2 or 3 again. That'll be tough. I don't care about my daughter. She's like 26. Like, I don't give a shit about her. She's an adult. She's fine.
Do what you want.
It's like, that's the thing as well. Sorry. Like the other night, I remembered that see when my daughter was like 17, 18, and when she used to go out all night, I was literally like panicking. Like I'd been in my bedroom, I couldn't get to sleep. I wouldn't drink in case I had to go and collect her like proper. The other night, it was her first night out in like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And I literally turned my phone off and I put the door on the latch. I was like, look after yourself. I don't care anymore. Yeah.
I remember seeing Jack D years ago when he commented that he hadn't toured for like 6 years while his kids had grown up, and now he couldn't wait to live in hotel rooms forever. Is that something you can relate to? Are you looking forward to going out back on the road and living in travel lodges?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I am going to miss the girls, I love. There's so many comedians that I've spoken to that I know that don't enjoy it. Like, and I mean, like there's a couple of big stars that they just don't enjoy it, and I'm like, why would I suppose they would do it for the money? Yeah. But it's like for me, it's a passion. It's something that I've done it for 2 years in the beginning, every single night, without fail, without being paid, just to kind of hone my craft. Like, and if I wasn't where I am just now, I would still be doing that. Yeah. I love everything about it. I love going on the road with my own tour, especially. I like just from the minute I wake up in the morning, like getting ready, going in the car. The manager, he always drives. We'll go somewhere, we check in the hotel. Sometimes we'll get there a day early, so we could just like go and see the sights and do stuff. And then there's the show, and I always do the meet and greets afterwards as well, so I can actually thank people in person. I love that part of it. I love everything about it. Absolutely everything.
Is there anything that you don't like that's going to influence or inspire new?
That I don't like. What I don't like is people that get too drunk. Yeah. And they want to get up like see the meet and greets. I love the meet and greets because it's a chance for me to basically say thanks in person for like giving me not like that a bit of their money, but more importantly their time, like actually coming out and giving me that. So I love hanging back and getting a quick photo and a chat with everyone. Yeah. But sometimes quite often actually a couple of steamers and they'll just like literally like so I might actually get a mate to come into security this year. But God, what else do I not like? I don't think there's I don't even mind heckles, like, because my audience is I think predominantly 80% women around my age, and whenever they're shouting stuff, it's always friendly fire, so it's never any abuse. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice.
Okay, we talked about Glasgow and kind of life in Glasgow. I mean, it was Freedom Day, if you want to call it that, recently, or the last couple of days. Mm-hmm. What was life like in Glasgow when everything opened up?
We've not opened up yet.
Oh, have you not?
So no. It's just England. Boris, like Nicola's a bit more stringent, I think, than Boris. I think our actual proper day for opening back up isn't until August the 9th, I think it is. I know that July. In fact, hold on, what date is it today? Is it July? July 19th. No, that was for you yesterday.
Yeah. I've got friends over in Liverpool.
I think there's on the 27th, which is next Monday, I think it is, or the 26th. I think everything goes down to a metre, so it'll be a bit more freer then. But it's kind of been more gradual here, like more phased. But it's it's just great to actually see when you go in town and just see people walking around again. Yeah, it feels like it's been an eternity. But at the same time, it's like it's never. I was going to say about my gigs. Like I've done 3 gigs so far, and as much as they've all been at reduced capacity, the minute I got on stage, within 3 or 4 minutes, it just felt like I'd never been away.
Yeah,
so strange.
Yeah, because I do music photography as well as this, and I was at this festival a couple of weeks ago, and it literally was within like the first couple of minutes, it was kind of nothing's changed. It just felt like
it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Because during that 16 months, and it's weird because the last 16 months, as much as they've dragged in, it's also flown by at the same time. It's like a weird mixture of. It feels like it's been on forever, but now it's here. It's like, yes, it's ended. But yeah, everything just kind of, you click back into normality and your brain just goes back to doing what it did before.
Definitely. I mean, what do you expect Glasgow will be like when the pubs open again and everything's
Madness, yeah, because Glasgow is a very vibrant working class city, and it's been, but they're open just now up until 10.
Yeah.
But there's obviously still restrictions and stuff, so it's not quite the same yet. I suppose it's good that it is getting done over a gradual basis. But I think when you actually come to opening the nightclubs and everything, it's going to be chaos. I'm not going anywhere near it. Like I'm 44 anyway, so kind of my nightclub days are over. But I'd imagine it will be carnage.
I've got friends over in Liverpool, and I kind of I always keep up with the news over there, and it seems like in the first 24 hours there were 2 massive stabbings. So they've just all gone to the pubs and started stabbing each other. So
jeez, I'd imagine that'll probably happen in Glasgow as well, to be honest, if it's not happened already. They're probably stabbing people waiting for the pub to open. It's a shame. You're always going to get idiots, so aren't you? That's the thing, man, in most areas. Yeah.
Okay, we do a just for fun question. We pick a random question out of a hat. You got one of the more interesting ones. Fucking hell. Yeah. If you were the middle section of the human centipede, who would you want in front of you and who would you want behind you?
Oh, right, okay. And behind me, I'd either want Tom Hardy or what's the other big hot actor? Chris Holmesworth, is it? Like the big Australian guy?
Yeah.
I'd like to see the size of their manhood first before I made a final decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, either one of them. Oh shit! Why did I not say a woman? I guess that tells more about me than I actually know myself, Graham.
Yeah.
In front of me, oh God, Shania Twain.
Okay.
Shania Twain. Yeah. I've actually got the sexual head on there for some reason. I could have made that a lot more political, like I wanted to hurt somebody. I could have been in front of me.
Yeah. But now you've got the other route. Okay, we've pretty much, I think we can end it there. We've pretty much covered everything. I mean, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
No worries.
Tour's obviously coming up. Looking forward to coming and seeing you. I think you're doing York, so I'm hoping we'll get
am, yeah. It's great. Like I done York in my first tour. We done what's it called again? The Barbican.
Yeah.
And I think only got like 200 in. And obviously the place is like holds 1,300.
Yeah.
And obviously they were all down the front, but I swear to God, see the volume. The laughter off just those 200 was probably just on a par at like doing 1,000-seater. I don't know if it's the acoustics in the place or what it was, but it was fantastic. And I've managed to, because I was asked, they said to me, like, my management were like, look, do you want to do, just go to somewhere smaller this year because you won't probably be able to fill the, and I was like, I want to go back. Like for me, if I can add on like an extra, I think it's up to like 340 now. So if I can add on a little bit extra a year, I'm happy to stay there and just keep going back.
Great venue.
Yeah, but it's like, great venue, man. Great venue.
Well, actually, interesting. That was the last gig I went to before everything locked down was at the Barbican. That was the last show I went to, so I can't wait to get back. It's always a great venue. It's
it's amazing, and the stage is massive. I love that because I'll just fucking pace up and down it. No, I can't wait to go back there. That'll be excellent.
Well, hopefully we'll catch up there. I mean,
definitely, man. Let me know and I can bring you backstage for a cuppa before it.
I'll be up for that, definitely.
Definitely, man.
Always good. So, but yeah, I mean, just to finish then, do you have anything else planned for the rest of the year other than the 58-date tour?
We've got for this year it is pretty much every single weekend now up until the first week in December as fully booked out, and then the tour will start again mid-January, and then we'll be doing Europe, Canada, Australia, and America. Fingers crossed again if I can get a working visa. But yeah, it'll just be constantly touring. I'm working on scripts and stuff behind the scenes, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. But busy, man. But it's all good. Doing stuff that I enjoy, so happy.
Especially after the last 18 months. It's nice the way things are picking up for you again.
Oh, definitely. It's just so good to be working again, man.
Yeah, I know
so
that.
Good.
I know that.
Yeah.
So like I said, thanks for your time, and we'll catch up for that brew in York.
Definitely, Graham. Definitely. Superb, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries. Take care, mate.
You too, buddy. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.